Like
că
followed
e
by an
făcut omorât
undead,
și
think
că
they were gonna
îi va
die?
să ne moare Mirela. Înțelegi noastră? Să mergem la
Jesus.
cimitir. Dom'le, era un îngheț
This is a lot.
puternic de tot, puternic. Dar puternic, nu așa. Deci când am cu
Okay.
târnăcopul să lească întâi din târnăcop în gheața aia. Că, când am de-a spart gheața la cimitir.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Da, în rest, sângele era proaspăt. Tu chedeai așa de la încheietura gurii până la ureche aici. În partea
Blood
asta.
fresh from the mouth
It's
to the
chillingly
ear?
similar to the story of
Like
the
this?
Stepenhill vampires
See,
in
that's
England,
weird.
recorded almost 1,000 years ago.
I want someone to explain that. How do you have just like blood from the mouth to the ears? Specifically from the mouth to the ears, because you'd think if there was blood escaping the body through orifices, it wouldn't just come through your mouth, it'd come through your nose as well, right? And your ears simultaneously. The ears, nose, throat. They're all ears, nose, throat. That's all connected. Right? So wouldn't you expect at least blood to be coming from your mouth and your nose together? Probably your ears as well. Like, wouldn't that make more sense? It's strange that it's just the mouth. I don't know why it would do that. It's like, I'm not a doctor, but it seems odd to me, a layman, like everybody else, really.
Mi-a băgat cuțitul și l-a despintecat de aici, așa, de la, scuzați-mă, nu știu cum să mă exprim, până aici, așa.
So probably from the pelvis to the sternum, I assume.
Zicem vecinul.
The dead man growled twice. So we understand there have been cases where it's been seen where when a dead body is, when it's decomposing or when it's disturbed, you still get a signal sometimes through the nervous system that causes motion. So that the motion with the grunt, that makes sense. The thing is if you get a motion that's doing that motion he's doing, that's also compressing like the muscles around your rib cage that force you to breathe. You know what I mean? Like it's messing with all those, so it might force air that's still in the lungs through your vocal box and out of your nose or mouth, causing you to grunt like that. That if his body was moving too, it may just be that. Now, if you don't know that that takes place, if you don't know that that's a fairly common thing to see, that would be fucking terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Now, if you hunt enough animals and clean enough animals, because you're hunting them to eat them, so you have to skin them and gut them and clean them, you're going to see animals do this when you know it's nothing but a corpse. You'll see something like with a chicken, it's obviously just a corpse, or like any bird really. It's been dead for, maybe you shot it at the beginning of walking a field and it took you 45 minutes to walk that field. And so you're back at your car or your trucks, whatever you're hunting from, and you pull out this bird. It doesn't move when you grab it. It's still dead. When you grab it off the ground, maybe, or the bird dog grabs it off the ground, the bird dogs, sometimes some of the bird dogs I've hunted with and my family is trained, they'll whip the bird for you. Like they'll grab it by the head and they'll whip the bird with their head and their neck motion, snapping the bird's neck. So when it comes to you, the head just dangles and you know, like, okay, it's got a broken neck. This bird's definitely dead. And other times you would just do it yourself, just save yourself the problem. If you've just stunned the bird and it's playing dead, we made sure, right? But there were times where you'd have it, you know that it's gone, you know it's no longer alive, and you're cleaning the bird, you're plucking feathers from the bird. Maybe you've cleaned the bird, but you're parting it out. So you're parting like the wings and the legs from the rest of it because you're going to cook those separate or whatever, or you just plan to freeze them separately, whatever it is. And you start seeing them move and do things, and It's just what happens. And sometimes it happens after you gut it, right? So you could have it skinned and you could have it gutted, but you can still get a signal through the nervous system when you start cutting through like a joint. You hit a nerve and you cause it to like do this with a wing or an arm or a leg or something. It's just something that happens. And if you mess around with enough things that are dead, you're going to see it take place frequently enough that you're like, okay, this thing happens. But if you don't, and then you also get a noise and it's a human being, that would be terrifying.
Zicem vecinul meu, dacă a sărit din groapă, nu mai fi de aici cu pușca pe cimitir de frică.
Well, that would make sense.
Bine.
Like I said, if you're not used to it, that'd be absolutely
The
terrifying.
villagers were going to destroy the Moroi,
Mortifying
cutting out the
even.
dead